But to look your enemy in the eye, knowing you'll remember his face for the rest of your life, now that takes a stomach much stronger than you'll ever have.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Gul Survives, and welcome back to a playthrough of Star Trek Armada 3. We're using the new Uprising update, and we're going to be playing the Bajoran sector today, and believe it or not, I'm going to be playing as the Federation. It's a rare and beautiful thing that I do. I'll be playing with my allies, the Klingons, against two Cardassians. Hopefully the second one will go Dominion, but we can't guarantee that. They do what they want to do in any given situation. Now, all of the AI are going to be on Get Some difficulty, and we'll see how that works out for us. I was tempted to put them on Death Wish, but no, we'll stick with Get Some, because I'm scared. Now, I'm going to be conducting this series in a slightly different way to normal, in the respect that I'm going to have some like targets. As many of you already know, hitting that like button really does help the channel out a great deal. So what I'm going to do is the first 3 episodes, they'll all be half-an-hour episodes, and if each one of those gets a 75 likes on it, so make sure you hit the like button if you're enjoying the series, the 4th episode will be an hour special for you all, and we will continue in that vein if this works out as I hope it might. And of course, do hit the comments below if you think this is a good idea. If you think it's a terrible idea, tell me as well. I'm always up for criticism and critique. Without further ado, let's go. Let's see if our Klingon allies can help us take the Bajoran sector and hold it. I've just had a nice weekend away. My family went away, so I've been dog sitting over at their place. It's been quite pleasant. Very, very quiet. Terrible internet though, so I couldn't do any streaming or anything, I'm afraid. My parents live right out in the sticks, and their internet at present is download speed is 3 megabytes a second, and their upload speed is 200 kilobytes a second. It's pretty rough and raw. Whereas I live fairly centrally, near Birmingham city centre, and as such my internet is significantly faster. Which means I can play games again, which what's not to like about game playing, right? Right, let's get our scouts on the go. Off you go, lads. And we will also see about making a couple of Jupiter stations. Now, I tend to start economically. It's something that I prefer to do, if at all possible. Right, let's see what I can build. Now, I'd be tempted not to get an ambassador first, but we'll do it here. Everyone will be angry if I don't.
Prepare the docking bays.
Sound a little bit too loud? Just shifty these down a smidge. I think that's probably going to be okay. We'll see how it works. And I'd like a couple of sabres as well, so let's...
Planetary system detected.
I think 5 of those is going to be sufficient. Don't want to overextend myself. Let's see what we got. Well, I'm, of course, on Trill. And my allies over here are on Kresari. Let's see what we can do. I think step 1 is, of course, going to be try and retake Bajor. Early on, we want trade. We want trade immediately so we can trade with our Klingon brethren. And I'm also going to start hitting up these economic improvements as quickly as I possibly can. We'll probably take the Industrial Consortium as well. It's a very, very good strength of the Federation to be able to do that. Might be a good idea if we just sell a couple of these.
Standing by.
Yeah, we're nearly where we want to be, so I'm just going to wait for a moment and get that trade station up as well. Ships are, of course, building. This fine... Oh, no, where is he?
Crew standing by.
This fine fella should pop himself in a moment. We've now got an automatic space dock construction. I haven't specifically put it where you want. You can, of course, put it directly where you want it to be.
Station complete.
There you go. I've moved it to where I want it to be now. Should go and construct over here. In wild
Give
theory.
the word.
Let's make a fleet. And we'll have some Danubes. Typically, I think Danube's...
Empire recognizes your
Oh,
prowess.
that's nice then. Right, we'll take
Steady as she goes.
Trill 2 immediately. Try to take Trill 2 immediately. We do have everything on in this. What do you want? You would like me to send an envoy to you? Well, that doesn't seem unreasonable in any way, shape or form. Let's see what we can do about that. We will, of course, need to unlock the envoy ship, and we'll do that. Gotta keep our allies on side. Oh, interestingly, the Orion shipbreakers are over here. That's cool. That is very, very cool. Let's hope...
Research complete.
oh, and who have we got next to us? The Kessock Trade Consortium, always fun. Always good to have the Kessock with us. He says. Famous last words, isn't it? Now we could just grab ourselves a little Ares type station here, but I'm also tempted because we have so many
Adjusting
links
coordinates.
here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different systems. I think a refinery here is actually going to be a better use of our hard-earned
Research
cash.
complete.
So let's do that. What do you cost? 175. We're nearly there. So we will grab the refinery. Battle is going to take place here. I'm going to let that go for itself in a moment. Or a moment, I should say.
Research.
Here we go.
complete.
Alright, all ships break and attack this particular Honda.
Awaiting orders.
Beautiful.
Standing by.
Well done.
Fire when ready.
Let's go for the next Gondor. Excelente. Let's get some Mirandas in the fleet as soon as possible, just because I like that ship a lot. Right, last but not least is the Jaeger here. Hopefully we'll be able to take that in short order.
We await your command.
Give you the colonisation ability. And see if there's any more research that we could potentially do. We should build our envoy as soon as possible.
Research complete.
Try not to forget that. Any more research that we can do that is going to enrich us somewhat? Not really. It might be good to go down these tier 1 colonisation efforts. Because, tier 1s that we can see? No, not at the moment. We also need some more scouts. Oh, no, that's not a scout. Take 3 scouts and let them do their thing.
Standing by. Fire when ready.
It's hard not to love the Excelsior. Ooh, look at that. It's hard not to love the Excelsior, isn't it? What an absolutely sterling ship it is. Right.
All crew stand ready.
Yep, you're
Planetary
auto-colonising.
system detected.
That's very good news. Do we already have?
Acknowledge,
Envoy, we
Starfleet.
do. Okay, let's send our envoy to
Alter
the Klingon
course.
homeworld. It may not make it through because of the Kessock here.
Colonization
We'll see.
was successful.
We'll see. We've colonised our next planet, which is absolutely magnificent. First thing that we need to do is get that civic infrastructure up, because we are going to be hurting for cash if we don't. See that we do have a lot of drain on our cash. There's a lot of discussion come through the way that the credits work in this game. Now, I think it might be a good time for me to run over that for anybody who's watching this that might not know. Let's just zoom out so we can hear ourselves think without those little... What are they, peregrines?
Begin a sensor scan.
Oh no, they're Danubes. They're peregrines. Anyhow, the way that the credit drain works, I know it drops and then goes back up to the top again. That's kind of an unfortunate consequence of the design that we've used. But every ship that you have, frigates use 0.25 credits a second, so they suck them away from you. Cruisers, they use 0.5, and capital ships use 1 credit a second, and they actually take that income away from you. It's not very well represented here, and I do
Station
very much
complete.
admit that. I recognise that. It's something that we're going to try and address, hopefully, when SINS 1.95 comes out. It's not a bug, it's a feature that is really poorly represented. And as I say, I will be the first to hold my hands up and admit that that's the case. It's not well represented, and I do apologise to anybody who it frustrates. I considered removing that particular feature for this version, Uprising, but I was outvoted.
Research complete.
And one very important thing about working in a team is you've got to work with your team. If your team
Begin
don't
a
think
sensor
something is a good
scan.
idea, then you don't do it. Stands to reason, doesn't it? Right, let's see if we can get that trade station up. Not quite yet.
Awaiting orders.
Let's send my fleet to Tier 3. Oh, Tal Shah. That'll be fun.
Station
Tier 3. You're Tier 4. Not a great starting position
Change
here.
heading.
In the regard that a lot of the things that are connected to us are Tier 3, which is a little bit frustrating given that we can only get to Tier 1. We need 2 more civilian research stations. That's going to have to change my my way of doing things here. So we'll do that. And then we'll get another civilian research
Adjusting
station.
coordinates.
Got to roll with the punches, right?
Planetary
Did.
system detected.
Like our envoy perhaps didn't make it through. No, it didn't. Very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. Oh well. Sorry, envoy. Oh no, it's still going.
Standing by.
Well, maybe it'll make it through going this way. We'll see. We'll see. It would be very good if it did. Very, very good if it did. And we are now building our refinery, which is going to give us better crystal income.
Adjusting
Get that
coordinates.
additional Jupiter type. And that means we're going to be able to research Tier 3 now. That is going to
Station
allow us a
complete.
lot of colonization options. One here, one here. Let's see what's over
Planetary
here.
system detected.
You're Tier 2,
Crew standing by.
and that's Class N reducing. Good.
Planetary system detected.
Well, there's Tier 2, so we'll highlight
Unable
that
to
for research
comply.
immediately.
Crew standing by.
And hopefully none of our ships will like the big one here. Lovely Miradorn Raiders there. Ooh, they've got a nice shield color, haven't they? Got a nice off purple blue. I like it.
Station complete. Planetary system detected.
I'd like to follow the little Danubes around for a moment. Imagine being in a fighter in battles of this nature. I often think the same, and possibly even more so about Star Wars as well. You've got these huge ships roaming around, and you're in this tiny little fighter, kind of almost kind of death by a thousand cuts, isn't it?
Research complete.
Would be a very, very intimidating thing. You can see that our local defence forces have turned up. We've got Springfield here, the Excelsior, a Challenger. That's the combat variant of the Challenger. You know that if you look at the Challenger and it doesn't have little Federation Rosettas here, then it is the combat version. And we of course have the trusty, wonderful Miranda. What a great ship! I love the Miranda. What's your favourite ship in Star Trek, folks? Quite interested to know
Station
that.
complete.
Right, let's see if that research is complete. Here it is. That is amazing stuff. Let's
Adjusting
go and get that colonised
coordinates.
before enemy defenders turn up. Okay, did we get... Right, it looks like, yep, we're going to get the Surak envoy through. The Klingons are doing quite well to destroy their enemies here. Let's see what they've got going on. They, of course, have a corral, interestingly. Surprised that they have that at this game stage. Plenty of barrels. Cloaked
Planetary
barrels.
system detected.
Yeah, okay, so a fairly basic fleet. Interesting that they've gone for the corral first rather than the... have they got a Ravenous anywhere? Doesn't look like they have, but they do have Predators. Starting on the planetary siege early. They've also got colony ship. Very good. And they have their Raptors as well. So they're advancing relatively quickly. I like it. I like it a lot. Over at Trill 2, I think we've done all that we can here. I'm going to build a trading post here, because, as I say, got to keep that cash up. We have now taken Timoclea.
Your victory gives your family great honor.
My victory gives my family great honor. That is what I want to hear. Ladies and gentlemen, that is fantastic stuff. Now, given what we've already done, we are currently able to upgrade our dilithium production just a smidgen more. That's always a nice thing. We'll also go with a titanium. How are
Planetary
our ships
system
looking?
detected.
Not too bad. We have lost one from the looks of things.
Standing by.
That's got tier 3. What? Oh, that's a difficult planet to take. What have we got over here? Rwantha again. This is quite an unfortunate
Altering course.
situation to be in. You can see that over here at the large class N reducing, we have Rwantha destroyers and Jelexu battle cruisers, and also over here.
Station complete.
That's tough stuff. That's very, very tough stuff. Because they are very difficult defenders to beat. Something that we have to take note of.
Altering
And over
course.
there as well. Wow, okay. The sonar are heavy in this sector.
Research complete.
Let's do what we say we always must. I think it's time to take an airy
Planetary
station
system
or two.
detected.
Going to be very, very necessary for us to kind of maintain our footing when it comes to military research. Let's see what we've got. Anything else that we can do that helps? Diplomatic functions might be fun. But we'll leave that for a moment and see what else we might be able to do to help us. I really would like to get the Miranda class. In addition to that, it
Station
might be nice
complete.
to get Janeway as well, because she's a very good foil to have enemy ships firing against.
Adjusting coordinates.
Take some more logistical development over here.
Awaiting orders.
Our ships are now en route. What are you doing, you sausage?
Just tell me where to go.
Nothing. Okay, off you go. Go on, explore.
Research complete.
Now, I'm quite concerned about specifically these fine fellows over here, the Talcats. They're going to decimate my fleet because upon their destruction, they initiate a very damaging self-destruct through the local area, and that's going to cause my ship some problems. There are ways of avoiding that, but I don't micromanage well enough to do so. We'll take out these Gentacs first. They don't really do us a great deal of damage. Lovely red shields, I think. That's something that we improved upon in Uprising. It wasn't the shields weren't always the correct colour because we didn't have a racial.
Station.
Yeah, I suppose we didn't have player names for each race, which meant we couldn't define the shield colour accurately. We've now been able to do so, which is really nice. Took a little bit of work, of course, but I think anything worth doing does, doesn't it? Now, one cheeky brooky thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to
Unable to comply.
fail to do the required research. We'll do this research and then we'll take this planet, because what you can see here is there is an additional Talcat reinforcement that's arrived. You can see by the swords there. That is a local militia that's been spawned in. Oh god, and there's some more. Okay, we might be in trouble here.
All crew stand ready.
We do have an upgrade here. We're going to give it... Ooh, reinforced shields. I think that's going to be useful. Fingers crossed we won't lose this battle, but it is plausible that we could. See if there's anything going on over here. The Klingons are really not doing very much, though. I think they're struggling with Kotaki here, which is a bit frustrating. Guys, you need to get your fingers out. You've got loads of ships here that aren't doing anything. Send them to the next system and get going.
Research complete.
Oh, Klingons. Colonize, 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 colonize. Because they built the corral first.
Bring up local star
What are you doing?
charts.
Go, explore.
Crew standing by. Adjusting coordinates.
Oh, there she goes.
Give the word. Reroute all auxiliary power to weapons.
Target their primary systems.
Standing by.
Unable to comply.
Oh, oh, there goes one of our ships. Oh, I'm sorry. My.
Crew standing by.
Right, we've now colonised this planet, which means we should get defenders in as opposed to our enemies. And naturally, we're going to do what we tend to do here. Try and get our trade going, keep that cash up. It's looking pretty tasty at the moment. We're doing alright from the cash standpoint. We've had a lot of complaints. Well, I don't know if they're complaints. We've had concerns expressed from some of the community about how slow it is to develop and get cash. I recognise those concerns. It's a slower game than perhaps it used to be, and I do very much accept that that is the case. Right, let's see what we can do now. Well, navigation isn't necessary yet. Let's grab the Miranda class. We will also grab the high-speed training for our sabers. Perhaps a little bit more shielding. Okay, starting to do a little bit of combat research now. It's not going to be sufficient to do what we want to against the sonar, but it's a start. And hopefully we're going to have some defenders brought in soon.
Station complete.
Oh, excuse me, my apologies. It's a good idea to get another Ares as soon as we can.
Standing by.
Yeah, that explosion made a hole, didn't it?
Reroute all auxiliary powered weapons.
Wow, it really made a hole. That was not ideal.
Give the word.
I think in some ways, I think it might be necessary to retreat a smidge.
Steady as she
Yeah,
goes.
let's retreat. And while we're retreating, we will go to Orbital Command. We will research the Nolan type repair yard. And given our new research,
Latinum.
we are going to, I think we'll sell about 1,000 of that. And we'll pump out a load of Mirandas, because they're absolutely disposable, and that's the name of the game here. But we need to heal what we've got. We've just lost one of our Excelsiors, which is really quite... Not happy with that at all.
Research complete.
Okay, now in the fleet shipyards here, we do have the possibility of getting Janeway. I think that's a very good idea. So let's prepare the groundwork for getting Janeway.
Battle stations.
It's the right way,
Adjusting
the wrong way,
coordinates.
and the Janeway. You can see we're making plenty of titanium and dilithium now, which means we can use the market to our advantage, and that's going to be more prevalent later on as well, in a very useful and real way.
Research complete.
We will also grab a Nolan type repair dock, and we'll grab it over here because that seems to be the best spot for
Standing
it.
by.
Everybody come over here. You're now a
Understood.
fleet.
Battle stations.
Most of you were before. Over here, there are other things that I can do as well. We can get a minor repair dock here, so we can get some mutual repairing going on. Might be a nice thing for us to do. There's also the habitation
Standing
deck,
by.
which adds population, that adds tax rate. That's always very nice. Go for... we can also get trade as well. Small trade centre here, look. Trade income +1, always very nice. Now, both of these economic things are quite useful. Shipyard installation I don't think I need yet. Oh, my throat's going. That's not good. Not if you're doing videos. Let's grab a minor repair dock first and foremost, and we'll grab the small trade centre as well. Gonna get that cash money.
Research
Money, cash
complete.
money. Ah, excellent. Got a Challenger class and what looks like a Springfield? Yeah, Springfield here, helping to defend us.
Battle stations.
And that's happy good news. And we've started to gather our Mirandas. Look at them, aren't they magnificent? Hard not to
Station
adore them, isn't it?
complete.
Max has actually recently done a little upgrade on the Miranda visuals for some future things that he wants to do. And it looks really, really nice. He's modelled in some of the greebling back here and done various other kind of minor improvements. For example, I believe these little the phaser bulbs here, they've been modelled in. It's just looking really, really nice over. Janeway going. Let's utilise some of our hard-earned cash to upgrade our ships further. Now we can, of course,
Research
sneakily
complete.
hopefully get some
Standing
more
by.
Mirandas now. So let's do that.
Insufficient Latinum. Insufficient Latinum.
And what we want is 20 altogether. If I hover over the Miranda, you can see that we've got 11 at the moment. We've got another 6 producing. And what this means is with the Mirandas in fairly close formation, you can see another one's just arrived and it's now 12%. Their chance to hit is improved and their chance to evade is also improved. which means that as a group, they take less damage. It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So, we currently have 12 in the group, 13 in the group, and we've got another 4 to make. This caps out at 20, which means we need a couple more.
Planetary system detected.
Should be 14 in the group now. Let's just check. Yeah, 14 in the group. 5 more producing, 1 more on the way, and that should be what we need, is it? Oh, that one on the way was already registered. So that means we need that many. Okay, cool. Got our group of 20.
Research complete.
Some more ships coming in. We've got a friendly Excelsior helping.
Battle stations.
And a Cheyenne. Ooh, the Cheyenne's a cool ship. They're kind of their, what we call Third Fleet Reserves. Wolf 359 ships primarily. Where's Janeway? Oh, there she is.
Station complete.
Right, ablative generators is the one, because they force enemy ships to force attack it, and of course it also makes Janeway very, very tough as a ship. That is always the first one I go for with Janeway. There are some other good, really good abilities as well. Technical Hollow Fleet is good because it takes attention away from your fleet. Sense Triangulation, it's good. It's got some little combat buoys.
Standing by.
Captain Catherine J. And let's see, are we at 19 at the moment? Yeah, and 20 is just on the way. We do have room for 1 more capital ship, but we haven't researched anything yet. We're not in a position to do so. I'd like to get a Phoenix class, ideally, for my...
Planetary system detected.
So,
Acknowledge.
let's see if we can finish off the
Changing
difficulty
heading.
that we're having over there. Oh, fleet. Hut hut. Improve our phaser strips while we're on the go, and also grab the upgrades to the Mark 6 torpedo. And we'll grab a steam runner as well. Anything else that I really need while we're here? Perhaps some of these upgrades just to make our trade a little bit more profitable and valuable.
Planetary system detected.
Ooh, no, actually, we'll take the titanium first.
Altering course.
I'm going to lose some of these ships. I think we need to be fairly clear about
Be
that.
ready for anything. Target their primary.
That Excelsior is putting up an absolutely magnificent fight, but you can see that both our Challenger and our Cheyenne have been destroyed. Oh, that is highly.
Complete.
Awaiting orders.
Well, in comes the fleet. And that is going to do a number on some of our ships. Plenty of damage being shared across them all. But we're doing what must be done. And that's the main thing. Let's grab a second refinery over here. Probably surplus to requirements. Oh, look, we've got more defences turning up. Another really good thing that you can do early on in the game, which I've forgotten to do thus far, is social spec your homeworld. Now, if I do that, it increases my max population and therefore increases my tax rate. Does hurt trade a little bit, but that's actually not too bad. Yeah, we lost a lot of ships on the second. Jeepers creepers.
Full power to the engines.
That is... wow. Okay, we lost all but one of our Mirandas, I think. Is that right? Oh, Jesus! Oh, no! Mirandas, you were always fodder, but that was just chronically unfair. Oh, look at them. Oh, my poor babies. Oh my, folks. That feels a little cruel, doesn't it? I'm going to grab shipyard installation here as well, just so I can help.
Insufficient latinum.
We're going to get some healing going now, and we're also going to re-grab our poor, beleaguered Miranda fleet. Oh, bless them. It's going to be even worse against the sonar, folks. It's going to be
Acknowledge Starfleet.
Against the sonar. Ouchie, ouchie, widdly woo. Right, folks, that is going to be the end of this
Research
episode. We have reached
complete.
our half an hour point. I really, really hope that you've enjoyed this episode, and I really, really hope you'll hit that like button in the hope that episode 4 will be a 1-hour special. Of course, I would really, really value any feedback and commentary that you have on anything, or any questions that you have as well. I do try and answer everything that I have in comment form. And of course, if you really want to talk to me directly and you feel like you want a bit of a more dynamic conversation with me, there is a link to my Discord in the description below, and I tend to be on there quite a lot. I try and take part in as many of the conversations as I can, and I also try and spend a little bit of time in voice on a daily basis if you actually want to talk to me directly. Folks, I really hope you've enjoyed this episode. Come back tomorrow for the next one. For now, this is the Gul, out.